Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Step and this is going to be part 32 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Byzantines. And it has been a short while since I have gotten into this campaign. Just as a short, quick little reminder here, in my real life I am getting into the busy season of my work schedule. So there's going to be less time for me to spend on this channel and also responding to comments and such, which is a bummer. You know, I really do enjoy spending this time getting into this game and yeah, you know, and talking to y'all about it as well. It's really enjoyable for me. Alas, it is busy season and this is time for me to make some money, and that's what gave me the freedom to really dive into this channel during the past summer, because summers are all very slow to me. For any of you who are curious, I do work at music venues. So music venues typically slow down in the summer months and then they pick back up again in around the fall and spring and such. So we're going to be just diving into it. You know, I'm just really, it's really physical work for me, and I typically, if I'm working, I'm not recording. That's for sure. I'm pretty much spent on those days, and I'm usually before work I'm usually spending my time getting my body ready. You know, like I'm stretching. I spend an hour just stretching and like icing and stuff, and yeah, just getting my mind ready and getting my. I feel kind of like I'm a professional athlete at times. You know, it's like it's just all about getting ready for running for 7 or 8 or 9 hours. And, you know, I like my job, obviously. Working at music venues is really fun. It's really enjoyable, but it takes a lot out of me, you know. So for the next 6 weeks, at least, it's going to be kind of touch and go, seeing as how much time I can spend on this channel. And, but I'm learning, you know, I'm learning from my last few busy seasons. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at managing my, balancing the different aspects of my life so that I can save enough of myself for this channel. And I do want to get better at that. You know, I don't want to keep using this excuse forever. You know, I want to eventually be able to go like, all right, hey, it's busy season, but don't worry, I got y'all. Like, this is going to be fine. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still figuring out how to balance all of this. But in any case, for tonight, for right now, it feels good. It always feels good to take a break from that. You know, even though it's fun to work in in venues where it's always, you know, it's a fun time. It's a lot of bands that are playing that are, you know, really fun to watch, and the people that are obviously going to these shows are just having a great time, and it is very fun to be around all of that. But it's also just not even counting the physical aspect of the job. It's a lot just to being around thousands of people screaming every night. It's like really peaceful to be at home, and I live in a quiet neighborhood, and it's just like, oh, this feels good. Like, this reminds me of summer. Just I spent all of summer just on this channel, you know, playing video games and stuff, and that's why I was so productive this summer. You know, I really got a lot done on this channel, and I was also really responsive, I think, when it came to talking to y'all about this kind of stuff. And I really like that. You know, I feel proud of myself, like, hey, I did well. And yeah, this nights like tonight kind of remind me of the good old days, summertime, where I had all of the time in the world. But right now, yeah, no, I have to take advantage. I have to really appreciate these moments right now that I have. So I'm happy to be jumping back on into this campaign. I know it's, if I recall correctly, it's a bit of a quandary. It's a bit of a puzzle that I'm in, you know, because of this thing that I discovered during this campaign. Somehow I did not pick up on this during my Byzantine campaign, but the Byzantines, I guess, do not get any boats that have deep water capabilities, which just still blows my mind that's not anything that, sure, like, I'm kind of surprised that I didn't notice this, but I'm also kind of surprised that this isn't something that, you know, if I look at, man, reading Byzantine guides on the internet or talking about the Byzantines to other folks, I've never seen anyone bring up the fact that they don't have any deep water boats, and that is such a huge disadvantage. It really changes the entire dynamic of the campaign, especially in this instance where I was intending, As you know, I'm playing my Glorious Achievements mode, and my intentions were to essentially hold on to my home core territories, not expand too much, defend myself. I knew that the Crusades were going to be coming my way if I took out the Egyptian territories, which were, of course, the Crusade objectives. I knew that I was going to be a target from Crusades, and that I knew I was also going to be holding the eastern border of the map against the Mongols. So that was the plan for the campaign, was to take out the Muslim neighbors, hold on to their very rich territories, try to make as much money as I can while also fighting off Crusaders and Mongols. Now, the conflict with the Mongols ended up being very, very anticlimactic, and now what's left of them is here in Khazar, but then the reemergence of the Mongols here in, is it Kiev? Yeah, Kiev is right here. And but the main conflict has not really been an issue of will I be conquered, but more so how can I make money if my my potential trade partners are just always declaring war against me via their crusades, because it is, of course, programmed into their factions to also play for their glorious achievements, and to get points, they have to crusade. That's part of it. One thing that has been annoyingly true this entire campaign is the reluctance for these factions to attack each other at all. Other than the French and the English, there's not been a single war amongst Catholic factions in this campaign. There was a brief war between the Italians and the Germans, I believe. But other than that, yeah, it's just been very, very docile, and it's frustrating. I don't really know. I don't understand. I don't get it. Yeah, that's it's weird. Even this is weird. I came down and I smashed the Spanish, and I took out a lot of their forces. I really weakened them, and then the Almohads are still just chilling. They're like, hey, no, we don't need to conquer Iberia. Like, what? Come on, guys. This is your purpose. Conquer Iberia. It's a really it's so bizarre. And going back, I know I've mentioned this a number of times, but when I played my practice campaign as the Byzantines, now that was a super docile campaign. I did not take anything. I did not fight the Egyptians and the Turks. Now, despite that, they were at war with me for their entire existence, but the Turks did not go through with a single attack. Not a single attack. And the Egyptians, the times that they did decide to fight me instead of retreating, I destroyed them easily, and it wasn't much of an issue. So they were really pacified, even though I left Rum being this annoying ass province, the Turkish capital essentially, bordering, when it was bordering 1, 2, 3 of my provinces. Like, this is an annoying border. And then Georgia as well. But I just held that. I held this 4-province border the entire campaign. And then the Mongols came in, and they didn't really do much to change the aspect very much. But then the French came in. The French took Antioch and whatnot. And that was the thing. I was just letting Crusades pass through my territories. So I was remaining friends with the French. The French had conquered pretty much all of Western and Central Europe. And I was friends with them the entire campaign. I was making a crap ton of money off them. And I think I got up to $500,000 in the bank, which felt good. And I just had a ton of armies. And eventually got to the point where I needed to fight the French just because they were going to catch up to me on Glorious Achievements points at some point. So I needed to go and invade their territories. Now, because they had their armies split up on their eastern frontier and their southern, they had, armies in North Africa. It was easy enough for me to send 12 stacks via navy into the heartland of the French Empire and just keep wrecking their shit until they finally collapsed. And that was fine. It was fine. It was a pretty easy campaign, and not the most exciting stuff, but that worked. That was the way, I think, if you're going to play that sort of trading style of campaign with the Byzantines, because their fleets can be blocked so easily, because they don't have any deep water boats, all it takes is one annoying enemy vessel in this coastal link. There just needs to be one boat dancing back and forth. Now, yes, the Byzantines do have boats that are pretty good at catching these boats. The Dromons are really good at catching these boats, but you know, then all it takes is like a caravel, and you're like, oh shit, what do I do with a caravel? You know, so like I've been losing a lot of boats via caravels, and I've been having to chase down barks, and this whole time it's different because playing as any other faction in the game with deep sea region capability in some of their boats, that one boat's not going to wreck your trade income. You know, sitting in the Africa coast, for instance, if there's one boat here, it's fine. If you have a boat in the Western Mediterranean, it can finish, you know, it can keep that link going, so you're still going to be making some money. And yeah, this is not a resilient trade empire when it's so easy to disrupt that income. So that's a learning experience for me. That's something that going forward in my playthrough, I mean, the next time I play the Byzantines, I'll be playing on the high period, but it's something to keep in mind. Like, the Byzantines probably need to be played with more of a conquering mindset, you know, just kind of going out there and killing everyone, or don't take the crusade objectives, because then you're just asking for a war with the Catholic factions. And it's tough because you think you're to be making all this money, you know, off of Antioch and Tripoli and Palestine. You think it's going to be really good money for you. Not Palestine. Who's also? It's Tripoli, Antioch makes a lot of money, and Egypt. Yeah, Egypt's the other one. You know, but you have to be able to trade to make money off those provinces. So it's not. It's kind of a trap, I suppose. In any case, I'm not through yet. You know, I'm still trying to figure this out. Right now I'm currently losing 4,500 florins a turn. I have 130,000 florins at the bank, and currently I'm in the process of disengaging from the Spanish in hopes of getting an automatic ceasefire, I suppose, is going to be the goal here. Now, I have sort of finagled things so that rebels, actually, Jesus, a 5-star. Okay, yeah, I think this was a civil war, I believe, right? Yeah, Don Arias de Trastamara, 5-star general. Yeah, good stuff. No principles, expert attacker, magnificent builder, magnificent steward, and his rebel army have taken over Aragon. So the Spanish have lost a lot. They just have Valencia, Castile, Leon, and Navarre. It'd be wonderful if the Almohads decided to get in on that action. What I can do in the meantime, I just have one turn before this French keep falls here in Toulouse, and then I can burn all this shit to the ground. I obviously haven't sold the war with the French, so that's how that is. And the Germans have also sent a crusade my way, and they've built another crusade marker here in Austria. So I have forces here in Croatia that's going to be moving on up to, once this castle's finished, again, 2 turns. I don't have any artillery with these armies, which is unfortunate. Same with these armies. No artillery, all my artillery is in this stack, which is a mistake on my part. So I just have to wait the 1 turn before this falls, and then here I just have to wait the 2 turns for this to fall, because I'm not going to be attacking castles and keeps without artillery. That's just... I've learned my lesson. Don't do it. Don't do it. However, I did get the gunpowder event, so now I am... What am I doing? I'm training, or I'm building bombards now, which is going to be my first gunpowder artillery, which is going to feel good. I'm also working on getting eventually the next boat building, so I can get whatever comes after fire galleys, which again I don't think is going to be. I don't think it's going to be deep water capable, but you know, if I'm wrong, that'd be wonderful. If I'm wrong, I take back everything that I just said. But yeah, let's see. Let's kill this emissary here, and once the French are finished off, then I do want to continue on, and I suppose I want to get rid of the Spanish here. Or does it even matter? Does it even matter? Maybe keep them there, just for, like, you know, it's just kind of like a thorn in the side, right? Like, it's kind of, in fact, is Brittany a French homeland objective? I kind of would imagine it to be. Yeah, it is. So that can create potential conflict between the Spanish and the French. The fact that the Brittany is a homeland objective between the well, with the French, that is. So I can move my forces up after we're done here in Toulouse. I can go up through Anjou and Ile-de-France and then Flanders. So they will obviously just retreat from these two provinces. There's no, I already burned everything down in these provinces. But I can go to Flanders and burn all their shit down here before moving on to Wessex. And then Mercia. And then I can take out the Danes here in Northumbria. And that could actually be kind of an interesting fight because they just have a million royal knights. But that can be fun. I can do that and then hope for a faction reemergence amongst the Danes somewhere where they can do some damage, you know. Norway, Sweden, Denmark, England. Somewhere where they can come back and we can be friends and they will never crusade against me because the Danes cannot crusade. And then they can just take over these rebel territories so I can go back to trading with these port territories. That is the dream. And I think that would suffice in saving my economy. In addition to that, and I know I've said this over and over and over again, but at some point we will get reemergence, or not reemergences, but emergences of the Burgundians and the Swiss are going to be a couple factions that will be arriving at some point in the late game. And when that happens, that's going to be throwing sort of a thorn in the side of these European powers here, which I'm looking forward to, because once that happens, maybe then everyone decides, hey, let's stop going to the Levant and messing with the Romans. Let's just kind of figure out our own stuff. And that's kind of the goal there. But the goal also is to not be broke by the time that happens. Also, the other idea that I have is like, once I can get that new boat that I can eventually get after the fire galley, go heavy. Go heavy along this line. Like, if this line is my weak point, you know, from the Straits of Gibraltar to the Gulf of Cadiz, the Spanish coast, the Costa Verde, the Bay of Biscay, up to the English Channel, like if that's my weak point, then go freaking heavy with boats. Just to make it like they don't, you know, no one can attack me kind of deal. So that's the idea there. That's the idea here. But for now, I can't fight this caravel. All I have is, I mean, it's a 3-star general, that's nice, but it's Dromon and a galley. They would just get absolutely owned by that caravel unless, I mean, I do have a Dromon and a fire galley. And this is another thing. I know I've asked this before. I can't remember what the answer was, but when you bring boats into a sea territory and say this caravel attacks these boats during this end turn, do these boats participate? Logically, I feel like the answer should be no, because you can't attack boats on the same turn, or you can't participate in an attack on the same turn that you move into a sea region. So why would you be able to participate in a defensive battle on the same turn that you move into a sea region? However, from anecdotal experience, it does feel like a lot of times my fleets win when I have reinforcing boats brought into a sea region during that end turn. So I don't know. Also, maybe that just points to the fact, again, further illustrating the fact that some of you seem to think that defensive battles are an advantage for navies, and maybe that's just all that is. However, this should not be won by me. A Dromon and a galley should not be won by me unless it's with the help of these boats. So let's keep an eye on this engagement and see if it happens for one thing, and yeah, see what the outcome of this fight ends up being. We also have a German boat which we should deal with. I don't know. I don't have any eyes on it, so I don't know what it is. What do I have here? 2 fire galleys and a regular galley and a 2-star admiral. Let's go see if we can kill it. And is there anything? I don't want to stretch out my lines too much here, but ooh, and we do have a French boat here. Another caravel. God damn, 2-star caravel. Vince, 2 Dromons and a fire galley. Oh, I don't think I can win this. I don't. How about I try the same thing where I don't move and see if he attacks me and I can reinforce. And let's see what happens there. And is that it? Is there any more German boats, Spanish boats, French boats? Is there anything else? I'm not seeing any. And I am building Dromons in these regions. Yeah, I think Dromons are the way to go. Dromons and then the big boats once I can get access to them. Moving on, my third heir, Prince Alexius, has now come of age. I believe this is just going to be another brother of the Emperor himself. And then Gunsmith's workshop is finished here, so now this is going to allow me to train handgunners, I believe, here in Antioch. And Prince Alexius, what do you got? Secret pride, so he can not admit to being wrong, and has killed members of his staff who had the talent to prove him wrong. This trait, however, does give him great confidence in personal combat, -1 command, +3 valor. But he is Jesus. Even with that -1 command, he is looking like he is a 6-star general. Jesus, all right. And then he's also a great warrior, so +5 health. That also helps. How is his loyalty? 5 is good enough. And then, yeah, tons of dread. Good command. Acumen's okay. So he's never going to be the emperor, I don't think. Yeah, Prince Nicephorus is still the next in line. My emperor is new. He's just been appointed recently. He did recently just get married, but he has yet to sire any sons. So I'll have to think of, where do I want Prince Alexius? I feel like I just got Prince Constantine, another 6-star general here in Serbia. And then this is the brother, yeah, Prince Nicephorus. So yeah, I don't know. I guess just bring Prince Alexius out to Bulgaria. Why not? I think I have a decent general here in... Maybe not. Maybe I took all my generals to France. So yeah, how about this? Alexius, go hang out in Georgia. You can be the new general there for now. And yeah, none of my... They didn't attack. So the caravel did not attack, and then the German boat moved away. So then that's the next question, right? So caravel has a speed of 1, so every boat here should catch, like even my fire galleys have a speed of 2. So this, like attacking with this, should win. 3 Dromons, 2 galleys, and 1 fire galley. I should win that, and then let's just keep chasing this German boat, I suppose. And then, yeah, nothing else attacked. So this French boat moved up here. This is annoying because it's a caravel. Now I can't beat that. So let's leave a Dromon and bring a galley and then come up here. And we'll keep chasing around this French caravel and see what he wants to do. And now down here, we can also start moving on now that Toulouse has fallen. So let's just destroy everything here. Same with Aquitaine. Yeah, let's just destroy all of this stuff. And we can move on to Anjou, where I'm sure the French will retreat from. And that is okay. I'm going to try to see if I can start an Orthodoxy rebellion here in Navarre as well, to create that little bit of a border between our territories. And let's pump up the taxes and make sure that we lose these provinces. And check out the handgunners. So handguns are not accurate or safe and are useless in damp weather, but it is relatively easy to train troops to use them. Even though they are short range, slow missile troops, handgunners are useful, if only because of the frightening noise and smoke they produce. Relatively cheap, 200 florins to train, and then 30 florins to support this unit. And yeah, this unit, it's a short range, but it has pretty decent armor. It's actually not a bad fighter for a skirmisher unit. It can kind of hold the line in a melee combat decently well. So let's get these guys going here and Antioch, and then, yeah, even though I'm losing almost 6,000 florins per turn, let's do it anyway. And then also, let's just keep moving on to the Gunsmith's Guild. This is going to allow me to train arquebusiers, and then I think after that, it's going to be the Master Gunsmith, I think, which is going to give +1 Valor to my handgunners and arquebusiers. In fact, how about, you know what, I have an idea. How about I don't do this for now, and let's wait until I have that building that gives +1 Valor, so I can just get the good, you know, the good units when they're ready to go. It looks like I was able to kill that Spanish boat with 0 losses as I was the attacker. So, alright. Yeah, I'll take it. That was a 2-star caravel, I believe. Catholic bandits have appeared here in Toulouse as I leave it, but then there's also French loyalists appearing as well. Yeah, and that's fine. And then Spanish loyalists here in Aquitaine. Okay, that's a little bit annoying because I'm trying to, you know, break my borders with the Spanish, but hey, that's how it goes, I suppose. The King of France has died from an illness as well, so let's take a peek at that. And yeah, pillaged a bunch of florins. Oh yeah, that was a good sack here in Croatia. Yeah, a lot of buildings got destroyed. Master Spearmakers finished here in Georgia, so now I can train the Varangian Guard with +1 Valor. And you know, even with financial deficit and all, it's time. It's time. I can get Varangian Guards with +4 armor and then +1 Valor and then +2 morale here in Georgia. Yes. Yes, please. Give me some of that. And do I want anything else here in Georgia? Probably not. That's probably fine enough. And then let's see, Greece. What am I? Where am I at here? So I need the Master Spearmaker, and then I can start doing the same thing here in Greece with the Varangian Guards. Because yeah, I at this point, what I have like yeah, I still have like 65 years left to train Varangian Guards before I can no longer train them. So I suppose that's yeah, that's plenty of time. I suppose, yeah. Yeah, it looks like I forgot to bring some Orthodox bishops over to Navarre. And we can continue with our march. Let's go Ile-de-France, and I expect let's merge some armies first. They're all fine. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, let's just continue on. I doubt there's going to be any resistance along the way. We can just get rid of this watchtower, and then yeah, boost taxes, make sure we lose this. And what do we have? So we have a German bark. It does have a speed of 3, so we have to make sure that we can group our Dromons together. And I should still, I think, win this with a 3-star Admiral versus a 2-star Admiral. It'd be nice to win this with 0 losses, but again, we'll find out. And now there's 2 French boats, 1 bark, 1 galley. God damn. Jesus. Oh man, I don't know if I can. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Do I keep these boats in the North Sea, or do I move down to help out here in the English Channel? I don't know. That French boat, those French boats might just, you know, continue evading me. So it's hard to know what to do there. With Croatia now cleared out, let's move on to Austria. As always, we can just burn Croatia to the ground and just destroy all of their stuff. And yeah, what is it? Austria and Bohemia both had the chapter houses. I can't remember which one spawned the crusade, which now sits on my border. I want to say it's Bohemia. It's Bohemia, right? Yeah, because there's a crusade marker here in Austria, so I'm going to have to take one more province before I can destroy that crusade, but In fact, yeah, let me check out this. Was it the German emperor that just died? No, he has 3 influence. So, okay. I think it was was it the French? Also 3 influence. And the Spanish, how is he doing? He has plenty. He has 6 influence. Interesting. Frustrating. Oh dear. Yeah, the Almohads, I mean, despite not doing anything the entire campaign, just have all of the influence in the world, but that's how it goes. How are the Italians doing? 3 influence on the Italians as well. It looks like we were able to destroy that German boat without any losses on our side as well. Okay, that feels good, and now we do have some Orthodox bandits here in Croatia, so that is fine. Looks like there's a little bit of a French rebellion as we leave Anjou for Ile-de-France. And I am the richest. I have the largest annual income, which I can't believe because it's a negative income. And the King of Sicily has died of an illness. Oh yeah, they still exist, don't they? And the Bell Foundry is finished as well. This is going to be the second tier, or the first. This is the first tier artillery building. And then I'm going to need the second tier artillery building before I can build the third tier boat building, I think? Maybe? Prince Constantine, this is that 6-star general, which is like probably 20 years old by now. He's approachable, so this man's demeanor naturally puts underlings at their ease and aids him in managing state affairs, +1 acumen and +10 happiness. All good stuff. Love to see it. And I feel like this is my first princess that I've had since the beginning of the campaign, isn't it? Yeah, it's odd that the Byzantines really don't get a lot of princesses. That's an interesting thing. Now that I have a princess, can I get an alliance with her? Can I use her to get a ceasefire, perhaps? Oh, so many possible. Should I use them? Should I use her on the Hungarians? I mean, they're not. See, it's, and here's why it's tempting. Here's why. I know that the amount of trade that I could get from them is minimal, considering that they're landlocked. And although I do have trade goods in Bulgaria, there would be some overland trade from that. That's pretty much it. Is overland trade between Wallachia and Bulgaria. So that would not be worth a ton of money. So then I'm looking at so I don't, the Poles, I don't want to use my princess on the Poles because they have not been an issue. The Novgorods, would I want to use her with the Novgorods? I feel like they're pretty well contained, and I feel like even though they're potent, they just have these 2 huge contingents of either ex-Mongols or current Mongols that they would have to deal with before they could break out of their containment. So I'm not too worried about the Novgorods being a nuisance to me. I'm more thinking of how could I use my princess to help me in these affairs? All of this, you know, with the Germans, the French, the Spanish. That's more what I have in mind. So for the time being, it's not really, I'm not going to use her yet to try to get any ceasefires because currently I have provinces that are bordering literally the Spanish, the French, and the Germans. You know, all of the factions I'm at war with, I'm right in the middle of them. So there would be no point in doing that. But once I break contact with a few of these factions, then maybe maybe I could use her to get either a ceasefire or an alliance, even perhaps. Maybe. We'll see. Austria is now mine. How long before this garrison falls? It's going to fall in 2 turns, so don't have to wait too long before this. And then I can move on to Bohemia, and that should end this little crusade here in Hungary. And this is funny. This is still a rebel province. That's just funny to me. Like, why didn't anyone take Hungary? It's a good province money-wise, you know? And it has iron deposits as well. So it's good for money and for training. It's just, like, Why? Oh, it's goofy. Anyway. Flanders next. And then coming for you, England. And then coming for you, Danes. The French, of course, are continuing to retreat. Even in Flanders, they will be losing this to my forces, and I will be pillaging a bit of money here. And yeah, I'm losing their provinces behind me, as to be expected. And let's see, I did sink a Spanish caravel in the Gulf of Valencia. That was only with a 3-ship fleet of my own. So that does help. I think that the idea, and this was presented to me by one of my viewers, this is really good advice. The noting that the caravel has speed of 1 and that my galleys and my fire galleys have a speed of 2, that means I can keep my fleets together. And I don't need to separate my dromons from my boats in order to catch the caravels. So that's very important in this situation. I feel like this is helping me beat these caravels. Looks like there's going to be some rebels, of course. Yep. One more turn before the Austrian castle or the keep falls to me. And hooray, yes, okay, I do have a son. That's what I like to see. And now I should check on my emperor's age real quick. So yeah, he's gonna be plenty. This is totally fine. So the son will come of age before my emperor dies of old age. So that's perfect. That's good. And the German crusade has moved down here to Croatia. It's abandoned Hungary. I don't think that's really gonna do anything for it. It's not going to give it a different avenue. I mean, so like what was it going to be? I was going to be attacking... So it would have been attacking uphill into hills, I guess. And then this is going to be... It's an even fight. Yeah, it's nothing... I don't think that's going to be really giving it much of an advantage here. I can kill this German emissary. And I actually lost an assassin to... Yeah, one of my assassins wasn't able to kill this Catholic bishop. I have 5-star assassins. That's always a surprise to see. So here in Flanders, just keep moving on. Ooh, a French king might be cornered here. Yeah, the French king is going to have no avenue to escape. He's going to go into Wales, which is fine. But then from there, I can split my forces and I can take Wales and I can take Mercia. Just in order to assassinate the French king. Now, I believe he will... Yeah, he has an heir right here in Normandy, so... It's not going to eliminate the French, but it might provide an instance of instability amongst the French. That is a possibility. The French... Yeah, he has 3 influence, so he's still holding on. Ah, yes, and now that I officially don't have any more land borders with the Spanish... It's time for me to get that auto ceasefire with the Spanish. Now, of course, that's going to be a bit annoying here because I need to make sure that so where's my line? I basically have to get these boats down here to the Straits of Gibraltar, and then these boats have to be all the way to the Ligurian Sea. So let's move you back and then move you there. And then in one turn, these boats can come down here. And then on this side, so you cannot be in the Spanish coast. And so that's clear. And then let's see, what's the fastest way? I cannot be in the English Channel. I have to go all the way to the North Sea or the Irish Sea. That or the Gulf of Cadiz. These are the two. So it's going to be faster if I go this way. 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. So you guys finish going up here. And hopefully that finalizes, you know, hopefully that actually makes it so that the Spanish behave themselves and we no longer have this annoying naval battle with the Spanish. And remember, like the Spanish War only happened because they took a province that I had abandoned and it had not quite gone rebel yet. That's the only reason. So the Spanish don't necessarily, you know, they've never launched a crusade against me. They don't necessarily want to attack me. They just kind of did it because the AI felt like it needed to take a province that was empty, you know, like it was, I am programmed to do it. Kind of, you know, like it didn't, they don't really, like my stuff is not their goal, you know? So unlike the French and German ceasefires, which seem to just never stay stay together because they always want to go crusading against me. The Spanish, I might be able to actually finalize and keep that ceasefire, which would be so nice. Like that would help out so much with my economy. It's just stopping this, you know. So that's going to be the goal there. And I have to remind myself, one of the reasons why I did kind of go on that mini campaign against the Spanish was because it looked like they were expanding so strongly into these territories that I had, you know, decimated, that were the French territories. I was afraid that I was going to create this giant empire that I was at war with, and that I would know, and then I would not be able to get any ceasefires with. So that was the idea there. I don't know if that was the right move, but that's why I did that. And now we might be able to soon reverse that decision by getting a ceasefire with them. And the Germans, yeah, the Germans have been pretty good about like getting ceasefires as soon as I destroy their chapter houses. The French, man, the French are just like, they really put up a good fight. You know, it looks like the French king is thinking about maybe holding Wessex, or is it Wessex? Yeah. But he's probably going to be retreating to Wales, and we'll see if I will, once I get rid of him, we'll see if I will be able to get a ceasefire with one of his descendants. And just like that, it looks like the Germans are already dealing with a civil war, despite the fact that I don't think I have not destroyed that crusade, that chapter house or that crusade, and they are already dealing with a civil war by the appearance of it. It looks like they will be retreating from Venice to the rebel army, so that's fun. And yeah, the French boat did attack me, and this is a sea region that I did not attack in. I simply reinforced with just a shit ton of ships. And again, it's hard to say if it does feel like the reinforcing ships did play a factor, because I think this was a French caravel, and I don't think my boats that were originally in this province were strong enough to beat that caravel by themselves. So again, it goes down to the fact, do the defending fleets have an advantage, or is it because I reinforced with a bunch of boats and they participated in this battle? I want to say, gosh, I feel like I was told that boats do participate in defensive battles as reinforcements. But I would have to go back to that. It was in one of my comments and in one of my previous campaigns, I believe. I would have to look that one up. So I did also win against the German boat here in the Adriatic, and that is going to be helping my economy a ton. So that feels good. And more bandits, more loyalists. And I have achieved the highest technological excellence because I have guns. And let's see, Austria has now fallen to my soldiers. Another 2,500 florins pillaged, and I will get more once I destroy the stuff here. So yeah, looks like there's going to be some rebel. Is this a civil war? It's not a civil war, is it? It's just good old-fashioned rebels. And the German emperor is to influence. So is it just a Venetian issue? Is this it? Yeah, that's interesting. It might just be a Venetian thing. No, it looks like there's a little one up here in Swabia as well. So there's a couple of units here in Swabia that are rebelling against. Yeah, this 5-star Royal Knight unit. Yeah. Okay, it's a small one, but. Ooh, Tuscany. They lost Tuscany. Yeah, that's a sizable one. But it's not a civil war. It would say it's a civil war. Right? Yeah, I'm a little bit perplexed of what's going on here. But hey, I'll take it. So that's that, and let's see. Wait, Austria did have a chapter house, didn't it? It did, right? Didn't it? Oh goodness, I'm forgetting everything. But Bohemia and Austria are the two provinces that had chapter houses, and Hungary is not. It's owned by rebels, so that does not. Right, that doesn't count. Right? Yeah. So this is, so yeah, let's just destroy all this stuff. And we can move up to Bohemia and finish the job. I did just realize that fighting from Wessex into Mercia would be a river battle, and I do not want that. So let's just go all in on the French here, and we can get rid of them, and then we can attack Mercia from Wales, and that it will not be a river battle. Yeah. Yep, let's do it that way. Let's avoid river battles at all costs, and then we can move on into Mercia, and then Northumbria. I'm coming for you, Danes. You are not next, but you are next. How about that? Let's give the French king a worthy send-off here in Wales. I outnumber him by a bit, so I suppose I don't need to fight this one, but why not? You know, he is the king after all. He is the French king. So let's get the job done ourselves. Here we are in Wales, and it looks like we will be attacking on into some rolling hills and some forests dotting the top of these hills. Let's go in, and it looks like they're going to be there kind of in a dip between two of the hills, and I kind of like that. Let's try to get posted up on this edge. Maybe we can work our way around this side, and we can see how they want to react to this. I believe that they have the skirmisher advantage. I believe I saw a lot of crossbows in their army, and then a few units of Royal Knights. I don't think they really have much regarding infantry, though, like powerful melee infantry. So far as we inch our way along this little ridgeline here, there hasn't been any movement from the French. I do have my Byzantine cav down here in preparation to perhaps skirmish with them or maybe distract them a little bit. Looks like they're going to be pulling back. Yeah, looks like they're going to be pulling back now. And I'm wondering, there's no place for them to really pull back to. So I am wondering if they are going to decide to not fight me. That would be a mistake because, well, they have nowhere to retreat to. In fact, they're gonna, don't they, I'm trying to remember, like, would factions retreat even if there's no place for them to retreat to? I guess this isn't the end of this faction, it's just the end of this king, so, guess we'll find out here. Maybe they were just pulling back. Yeah, it looks like they just wanted a little bit of a better hill position. So what do they have? They have some militia sergeants and feudal sergeants and peasants and peasants. So really only 2 melee infantry, but then they have a bunch of crossbows, a couple of Bavis arbalesters, and then 2 hobblers, and then some beat up royal knights, but then the king is a full unit, so yeah, let's see. They're going to be sending their Pavis Pavis arbalesters and some crossbows up here, so I have my swords moving on through the forest, and they can get here. Maybe I can tempt them into charging my swords with some cavalry. And then while that is happening, I can move up. Looks like my archers already started firing. Let's be aggressive with this. Like, since they have, I would say, the range advantage, right? So there's no reason in standing back and taking that skirmish engagement. Let's just keep pushing here, here, and here. And let's make sure that I have my cataphracts up here in the woods. And let's see. Ooh, crossbows are advancing. Ooh, okay. So they're putting some fire on my Byzantine cav. Okay. And they're supporting with their militia sergeants. That's actually really smart of them. But that's taking away one of their only good melee units away from defending this flank here. So I can continue to push. Yep, just don't even skirmish with them. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. And spears here. And makes sure that my reserves with my naphtha, my Varangians are there. And then, yeah, swords can push down. And then heavy cav can push down as well. Let's make sure that my general is in the vicinity. Don't want to forget about him. And Byzantines can push back up now that they are... Those units kind of gave up the chase and they can run. And yeah, let's see what those militia sergeants want to do. So Royal Knights charging right into spears, you know, that's totally fine. My javelins can throw their javelins into these Royal Knights. And what do we have? So peasants pushing hard on this side. So let's go forward with my swords here, and then cataphracts charge here, and then charge here. And then swords push into this direction here. And yeah, they're pushing hard on my spears, so that's going to be hard. That's going to be tough for them to hold. Because yeah, those spears are not great units. Let's bring my naphthas up here, and then swords go into peasants, and then there, and then let's see, Byzantine cav can now charge on into these crossbows, and we can take them out. Surprised my spearmen are actually still holding. That's actually really good. Good job by them. And yeah, the feudal sergeants got into my units here, but now they're going to get charged by Varangians. And then my naphtha throwers, let's see, swords are just kind of hanging out here. And yeah, you guys have to get involved as well. Press the crossbows, press the crossbows. And naphthas, just don't bomb my own guys. How about it? You know, looks like we did break them there, so Byzantines turn around and charge into the rear. And we are charging, or, you know, running down these Bavis Arblasters. Let's break off a unit of Byzantine cav to chase down this unit as well. So peasants running away, and then let's see, what do we have left here? So militia sergeants, and can we get javelins around to the side, and then these javelins around to this side, and then naphtha. Maybe I can use naphtha on the French king. Let's have my Varangians back up a little bit. And then, yeah, this is a good catch for us. Oh, that's lovely. That's very, very good. Nice. Very, very good. Now, let's just bomb the ever-loving shit out of the French king. Oh, man. I wonder if he's going to let me do it. Is he going to let me do it? Oh, no. He's running. No. No, no. Fight me. Damn it. Oh, looks like we've broken them everywhere else. Yeah, javelin men, you can chase down peasants, and then continue chasing. Byzantine cav, you can chase down these peasants. And let's see, spears, chase down crossbows. And please let me bomb you. Please let me bomb you. Come on. Come on. Yeah, okay, we got rid of one of the bodyguards. How about it? How about it? Another bodyguard's dead. Alright. That got rid of a couple of them. Now the Varangians are getting involved. Oh. Don't charge my naphthas. Fight my Varangians. Come on, naphthas. You got this. Okay, man, Jesus, you guys cannot aim at all. They're like right in front of you. Okay, that got rid of a couple of them. Varangians are taking some damage though. Woo, man. What are we down to? Seven of these guys? Alright, naphthas, get in there. You're out of grenades. Let's cut down this French king. And we can finish up the battle here in Wales. I think everyone else... Yeah, let's see. We have some more peasants. Let's try to chase these guys down. Byzantine cav, get in there and chase down these peasants. Are there any more routing French soldiers? I do not...
The enemy monarch flees.
Ah, yes, he flees. Okay, well, let's see if he's going to be able to get away. I kind of doubt it. He seems like he's kind of trapped, but we will see.
The enemy monarch is taken and is now at your tender
Oh,
mercy.
we've captured the French king. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, I did lose 205 men, but I killed 397 and I captured 265, including the French king. All right. That felt pretty good. Wales is now mine, and Let's see, the Germans are retreating from Bohemia. As to be expected, yeah, Flanders has been lost. And yeah, ransom has been refused. So the French king has been killed. And Catholic bandits here in Austria, okie dokie. And English bandits here in Wessex. And we're losing these provinces behind us. Yep. Alright, so that's it for the King of France. So now his heir is going to be taken over. And let's see, anything else? Unbribable. Man, he is the rarest of things. An honest man. He cannot be bribed for less than a king's ransom, plus 200% cost to bribe. Holy shit. Nice. Alright, so this is going to take three turns for this to fall. Damn. Well, I do have artillery, so I can take this out in less than 3 turns. And then I can move on to Mercia as well. Where is the new French king? How's your influence doing? So you have 3 influence. And then how long is this siege going to take? This is going to take 2 turns before this falls. If I cause any more issues amongst the Germans, doesn't look like it. They have Tuscany back. Did they get a new emperor? Is that what happened? Zero influence. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're still going to be fighting for Venice. Well, in any case, once we're done with Bohemia, we can pull back around through... I kind of want to go back through Croatia because I want to get rid of these armies here and maybe cut off my borders with the Germans just so that we can get auto ceasefires whenever we want, you know? That would be nice. That'd be really nice. Speaking of auto ceasefires, have we accomplished this with the Spanish? Not quite yet. I think we should, though. I think we're out of any sea regions that are bordering their territories. Are we not? Oh no, we have to move up from the English Channel now. And then we'll be good. Yeah. I am going to be saving this siege battle here in Wales for the next episode, though, just because I do not want this to go on a little bit too long here. And even though I did not accomplish my goal of, solving my economical problems, I think that I'm well on my way. I think that, being just a couple turns away from getting an auto ceasefire with the Spanish is good. The fact that they have, how many ports do they have? 1, 2, 3. They have 4 ports. 1, 2, 3, 4 ports. That's promising. That's going to be some more money in my pocket. Also, their ships will not be blockading my trade once I get that auto ceasefire with them. The Germans, there's some potential here for an auto ceasefire as well once we take Croatia back and let this go rebel, and if they're having trouble holding on to Venice, who knows? I mean, the fact that they never even just bothered to take back Hungary, we might end up getting an auto ceasefire with the Germans as well. At the very least, we should be able to get a ceasefire just because of the issues that they're dealing with right now. And then also with the French, we will be able to get an auto ceasefire with them once we're finished fighting them here in Wales. And we can move up to, Northumbria and take on the Danes. And then after that, once we've killed off the Danes, we can sail this army all the way back home. They can get, enjoy some much needed, much well-deserved rest back home. Be lauded as heroes and parties and all that fun stuff, for fighting multiple campaigns for me over the course of the last few decades. And the French should also get an auto ceasefire with me. I mean, I might have to move my boats out of their sea regions, or maybe not. Maybe they're having enough problems just, dealing with their own stuff. Although, I don't know. 3 influence is kind of okay. Yeah, 3 influence is usually enough for them to handle their own stuff, but still, I can always get that auto ceasefire by moving my boats out of their sea regions. So that will be on the table once I take care of the Danes and move these armies back home. But you know what? That's all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. I already, even though I'm closing out for this episode, I'm already looking forward to the next one, just because I know Oh man, just again thinking back, like thinking about the next few days of work for me. Like I'm, you know, my body is already feeling it. So like I'm really looking forward to the next time I get to sit down with y'all and play more of these games. So okay. Until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.